Ooh. How's it going, everyone? Let's try this for the nth time. Welcome to the first Satsang in our summer series. Now, I'm excited to get this little movement going because these spiritual discourses, these sacred gatherings are amazing opportunities for each of us to level up, to liberate ourselves, and to really heal those wounds of the heart as we dive into our own inner truth and really make sense of this wild and wonky world. So I lovingly invite you to simply rest, find a nice position so we can get this guided meditation going. And if you can, give me a thumbs up or let me know in the comments how the audio is going. Now, technically, I didn't do anything different, so it's kind of a random mix-up with YouTube sometimes. So again, I just offer you this opportunity to find a nice comfortable place to sit. Try to relax. And if you're going to be lying on the ground, just make sure that you're just lying flat on the ground, nothing under your head. If you're sitting in a chair or you're sitting down on the ground, just make sure that you have a nice upright posture, but you're not incredibly rigid. Just be nice and relaxed. So from here, we're going to start off by taking a nice deep breath, a long inhalation with the tap of the bell, and just an effortless sigh of relief as we release all the tensions of the day so we can simply be in the now. And again, I lovingly invite you to simply rest this evening as I guide you deep into yourself, your own experience, the truth that unites us all. We'll begin our meditation with 3 alms. Feel free to join at home. We're going to be doing these with the tap of the bell. Again, allow yourself to take a nice deep breath. And as you simply rest again, we allow our exhale in this alm to release all tension of the day, so we may simply rest in this moment we call now. And with our final alm, we prepare ourselves to rest and marinate within our own beingness. As the body relaxes, the emotions drop away and the mind simply rest. We allow all sensation to fade away as the bell drops into silence and stillness. And as that sound drops, we simply rest as we are. This empty and pure calm space within. This effortless beingness that we call I and me. I again lovingly invite you to join me in this space of the heart. This pureness, this pure I, the beingness we know as self. Whether you verbalize this acceptance or you say it to yourself internally, I open up my heart to you so that you can come to understand the ground of being in which we all walk upon, in which each being, no matter the form, knows its home. It's in this effortless state of stillness, of rest, in which we find the ultimate peace. But most importantly, it's necessary to understand you are this space of love and quiet and calm. It never leaves you. But like a muscle, we must exercise this connection, this knowing of ourselves. For when we don't keep this sense of pureness, we seemingly get it covered up with all of the temporary happenings of the day. Remain in your heart. Throughout time, the West has called this the I am presence. In the East, they simply call it being, or stillness, or the divine Om. In truth, it matters not what you call it. It more so matters upon your understanding. And this evening, as we dive deep into ourselves, as we simply marinate within our own being, it's here we affix our heart and anchor them to our home. But one can ask, what lies beyond the emptiness? What lies beyond the stillness? It matters not what you observe, but rather the observer itself, in which we know as me. In order to fully marinate, remain, and root ourselves in the pureness of our own being, we must recognize what it is that takes us away. We must honestly and humbly look at ourselves and look at our experience, at the moments, the thoughts, the emotions and actions of ourselves and others that seemingly cover up our pure sense of self. I reassure you and tell you in confidence, you are this space of love itself. You are the light of love itself. And your dynamic spark, your unique shimmer and shine, is indeed yours. But recognize your torch of beingness, your torch of awareness was lit by the one eternal fire, the primordial source of energy for all existence. And it's here in this knowing that you can come to recognize your power. You can come to recognize the authority you have and the divine gifts of manifestation in which you have always been empowered with. But as we know, our reality depends upon the perceiver of it, you. If you are unwilling to change the internal dialogue, if you're unwilling to recognize the games of the heart and mind that get played, then you will forever be tricked by your own imagination. For it matters not what happens in life, it matters how you respond to it. It is your choice to recognize the experiences and happenings as either a blessing or a curse. But ultimately, we must know that everything is grace. For life is always trying to provide us the opportunities to simply wake up to this inner truth, this inner light, that you are life itself. It is but the temporary happenings that take you away from this eternal knowing. And when we look at it, it is not shocking to see states of sadness, of frustration, and anger come and go like the clouds. And seemingly so does our joy and happiness. But in reality, it is our base state. Your consciousness, your sense of self and I, is the sky of love. It is the infinite space. And each experience, sensation, emotion, and thought is like a passing cloud. Again, we must come to understand the dynamic aspects of life are intended to provide us these moments to gain a deeper understanding of it. For your life itself. Each being has the capacity to awaken. It is your birthright. In the grand scheme of things, you came here for this experience, this opportunity to discover the truth that unites us all. And during these transformative and tumultuous times, it's your right to liberate yourself from all past conditionings and pains. There is no better time than now to look within your own experience. What is holding you back from remaining in this space of pure love and light? What distracts you and takes you away from this knowing that you are that light stemming from source? What within your experiences led you to believe you are somehow separate from life? In most cases, it's nothing but a thought. But the power of one believed in is enormous. But what happens when you choose to separate yourself from the beliefs of the past? What happens when you choose to let go of the old cycles and habits that cause nothing but chaos? What happens when you let go and simply remain as you are. You must look within yourself to see. You must question your own narrative, or rather the one that the mind suggests. Will you continue to be pulled by the heartstrings of the emotions and led astray by the impulses of the body? Or will you overcome them from your true position, the observer of it all? For everything in this game, this life, is a choice. But you do not need to participate in the game of the body. Simply see it as it is and watch its influence fade away into the vastness and space of your own beingness. It's here again I lovingly invite you to open up your heart, to enter through this golden doorway within your center, and come to recognize this as the true seat of your own soul, the true throne in which your divine energy rests. For it's here we gain the courage and the strength to let go. It's here in the heart in which we find the compassion for ourselves to forgive. It's here where we forgive ourselves so we may grow anew. It's here where we learn so we can heal and move forward. Fix your attention to the heart. And understand it is separate from all emotion. And it's here we recognize that love and peace and light radiates from us. For we don't need any external source to provide it. So let go of all external sources and come to worship the light and truth within you. That is you. For when you give it your attention, like a muscle, it grows stronger. This life, this experience is a game of affection. So what happens when you praise that love and light within? It matters not what words are said to describe it. We each have the opportunity to experience it. Each breath, each moment is an opportunity to realize your own truth. Surrender to your own love and allow it to blossom freely. Let go of expectations, assumptions, beliefs, and come to know your own truth. And allow that knowing to establish a steadfast faith that is unwavering to all delusion. For you are the unchanging, you are the eternal, and you are the immensely powerful source that drives all life. As we conclude this meditation, with each tap of the bell, we allow ourselves to wash away all tensions, negativity, doubts, fears, as we proclaim this divine alm with our exhale. And it's here we know that this alm is us. It is that divine sense of self, that eternal source. And we fix our attention to nothing but the sound and the knowing in our heart of I, of home, of one. And that concludes the guided meditation portion of our satsang. As always, namaste. I bow to the divine within you. Now, this is a lovely opportunity. If you have any questions, go ahead and type those in the comments, and I'm more than happy to answer any, as the satsang is really an opportunity for each of us to learn from one another. Fundamentally, as I see this experience, each of us is a puzzle piece, and our own unique perspective, our own lovely way to observe this world provides another, again, piece of the puzzle, another image to really understand this great mystery we call life. Now, fundamentally, that's the awesome thing about these types of, I guess you could say, discourses, is that no matter who and no matter what, we can each impact one another. Now, I don't really like the term spiritual teacher or anything like that, because it often implies there's like a hierarchy. There's one and above and one and below. But in truth, it's all healing, baby. You know, every time that we open up our hearts to another, it only opens up our own and allows us to grow. So at any point, don't feel worried that each of us is really dancing along in this great mystery we call life. And not one of us can understand everything. So there's a huge importance by conversing and really opening up these dialogues with people because each of us goes through life really with the base knowing of separation, the ego, the mind. And with how our world operates, it's very easy to feel isolated. And it's these awesome experiences, these satsangs, these shared communications with other divine beings that we can really unlock different levels of our own consciousness. We can always gain something from another's experience. And again, when we self-reflect, we have an opportunity to not only liberate ourselves, but someone else. And it's our right to really awaken to the truth that unites us all. And as I'm a big knower of it, our world can't get better until we have this type of spiritual revolution. It can't, because if we continue to advance technologically and we lack this understanding of shared beingness, if we lack compassion, empathy, sympathy, we'll destroy ourselves. It's inevitable, for division will continue to divide. But it's this power of love and it's this uniting force of truth that can really bring us together on so many different levels and wavelengths. So if there are no questions, I'm just going to wrap things up and we'll get going so you can have a great rest of your night. I apologize on the delay with the satsang starting up, the audio issues, and again, I didn't do anything different, so we can just count that with just more YouTube technical difficulties. But as things happen in life, everything happens for a reason. We may not understand it now in the moment, but often not. Time reveals itself to really show us what life was always trying to present us. And as I always tell everyone, life doesn't care what we want. It only cares about what we need to awaken to our truth. And we can either resist that or we can embrace it. We can either run away from the things that cause fear, or we can dive head on and go through them. And ultimately, greatness, truth, love, peace, it lies on that other side. So I implore everyone to don't assume, question. Don't believe, no. But we can only come to understand our truth when we're willing to let go of the past. And that means everything, not just what serves us or what we enjoy. Because ultimately, something that was learned and conditioned was molded and crafted to enjoy it. So even the things we find satisfaction for, we must question thoroughly and diligently. And until we're left with that pure love, that peace, that calm, that radiates, that is observed through its aroma of stillness, emptiness, and space, more often than not, something's taking us away, or covering it up, or hijacking that love and peace and using it as a means of separation. So if there's one thing that you take away from this satsang service, just know that you are love, you are peace, you are calm, you're joy, you're the unexpected, and in truth, you're the inexpressible. The only things that we can really characterize our true self by is the aroma of it. And it's nothing but good stuff. It's inclusive. And that's very important for today's climate, is that beings who are trying to portray things in a matter of separation and division are not coming from a place of truth, and you should not listen to them. If you have people trying to create loving change through hatred, you should recognize that is impossible. For only love can create loving change. And it's up to each of us to really tap into our own infinite ocean of love by looking within. So I leave you with a closing prayer and a blessing as I've used this in my own life. And it was originated through this inner search. May the fruit of knowledge offer you a seed. And in that seed, may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow. And in its shade, may you find peace. And offer peace to all who ask. Now, thank you so much for joining me for the first of many Satsangs this summer. Don't forget to tune in Wednesdays at 8 p.m., Sundays at 8 a.m. And again, have some questions. Satsangs become more dynamic and more opportunistic for everyone to grow, liberate, and transcend through dialogue. I just don't like sitting here talking by myself. It's nice to have some engagement and activity. So if you have a question, keep it for the next one. And again, I'll see you Sunday morning. You have a great night. I love you so much. And again, namaste. I bow to that divine within you. Peace.